In the new Tour de France 2026 game, players get to step into the shoes of the real Tour de France champions. The game is available on PlayStation 5, Xbox, and PC. The biggest new feature compared to previous editions is finally here: Rain. And honestly, it was about time. This is already the 16th edition of the series, and rain is such an important part of professional cycling. In-game, wet conditions have a real impact on the gameplay. On tight corners and technical descents, you'll need to brake earlier and control your speed to avoid crashing. It definitely takes some getting used to, and you'll mostly learn by doing, or more accurately, by crashing and getting back up again. The weather can also change during a stage. You might start climbing under a beautiful blue sky, only for the clouds to open up just as you begin the descent. In my experience, it rains quite often during the stages, which probably has something to do with the developers wanting to show off their brand new feature. Another major addition is that you can now play the 2026 Tour de France with this year's official route, including the new team time trial format, where every rider receives an individual finishing time. The stages themselves look great, as always. One detail I really appreciated is that, for the first time, you can ride over Montmartre, something that wasn't included in last year's game. Of course, Tour de France 2026 isn't the only cycling game developed by Cyanide. There's also the long-running Pro Cycling Manager series, which has been released every year since 2006 and is available exclusively on PC. This year, Pro Cycling Manager was delayed while the Tour game launched first. The delay wasn't a strategic decision. It happened because the developers felt the game still contained too many issues. Ironically, that might actually benefit the Tour game, as players who were undecided between the two might simply pick up Tour de France instead. Pro Cycling Manager is now scheduled for release on June 15th, and you'll find plenty of coverage of that game on this channel as well. If you don't want to miss it, make sure to subscribe. But let's get ahead of ourselves for a moment. Which of these two games is actually the better choice for you? If you're playing on a console, the decision is easy. Tour de France is your only option. On PC, however, you have a choice. One important side note: even on PC, Tour de France can only be played with a controller. If you're planning to play with a mouse and keyboard, you're out of luck. And personally, I do see that as a limitation. If you're looking for a game that offers a bit more challenge, I'd actually recommend Tour de France 2026 over Pro Cycling Manager. In PCM, you don't directly control the riders, making it a much more relaxed experience, where it's generally easier to achieve good results. In Tour de France, every corner matters. One small mistake on a descent can send you sliding across the road, so you constantly need to stay focused. If you're simply looking for a game to enjoy during the Tour de France and want to ride this year's official stages yourself, then Tour de France is definitely the better choice. Especially in the first-person camera mode, it genuinely feels like you're riding the actual roads of the Tour. That's an experience Pro Cycling Manager simply can't replicate. However, this is also where I come to the main reason why, if I had to choose only one, I would still pick Pro Cycling Manager. I simply get far more hours out of it. PCM is the more complete game. You truly step into the role of a team manager, planning your race calendar, negotiating transfers, scouting and developing young talents, and building your squad over multiple seasons. While the Tour de France game expands its calendar a little more every year, it's still nowhere near the number of races available in PCM. On top of that, each new season features different race routes, keeping every career fresh and giving you plenty of reasons to keep playing. The bottom line is, if you're a cycling fan who enjoys gaming, Tour de France 2026 is absolutely worth checking out. But if you don't mind missing the official 2026 Tour route, you could just as easily pick up Tour de France 2025 instead, because not much has changed. And as an added bonus, in that game, the sun is always shining.